Hello everyone, my name is Paul Braswell. I'm a founder of a nonprofit organization, Art, Health, and Healing, and also I'm the CEO of Art, Chit, Chat, and Chit. You're listening to Baltimore Basic. I would like to share with you is regarding art insurance and the purpose behind the importance of having your artwork insured. And it doesn't matter if you're an emerging artist, an established artist, you own a studio or a gallery. It's most important that if you treasure what you have created, then it's worth being covered for the value that you actually put into creating your artwork or that image or that sculpture. And it's a very simple process, but it's important. Just think, you created something for your mother or a loved one or a significant other, and all of a sudden it breaks by accident. And you may have paid $500 for it. Do you think any insurance company, major insurance company, is going to pay you what the true value of what you created or what I have purchased or what have an artist purchased or a gallery owner purchased? Not without documentation. So it's important that you have your artwork insured and well documented. And I'll begin with the documentation part. The documentation part begins with actually taking a photo of your artwork. You could be an established artist, or you can be an emerging artist, or even a student, art professor, just within the art community. This is essential information. Most people are familiar with Excel spreadsheet. So a part of that is you document that image, the size, where it's located in your home, the signature. And the thing about the signature as far as your documentation is where the signature is placed. When you bought it, who you bought it from, who owns it. Just to give you some examples of some important documentation you should set up on your spreadsheet. After your work is documented, like I said, most people are familiar with Excel. Say once your work is documented for yourself and make it user-friendly for yourself, and also consider like estate planning of that process where if something happens to you, where you want what you created to be designated for. So once you have it documented, the next thing you want to do is have that work appraised and insured. Now, in order to be covered by an insurance company, you have to have your artwork, inventory is a term that's used, or appraised, which is the inventory is referencing the Excel spreadsheet with all your information on it. The insurance company will insure it based on the appraisal, which is has to be completed not by a gallery owner, not by an artist. The artist can provide on the invoice the actual replacement value of whatever it is that you purchased from them. Now, most artists are very new to this, or they haven't been so well educated on it. But for you, you can educate the artist. So when your invoice is created, it'll already have essential information as far as how to contact the artist, the email, blah, blah, blah. But when you get to the other essentials for documentation, you'll have the medium, which is definitely important, because for myself, a part of learning for me is, as I moved on, that my mediums were incorrect. After I showed my spreadsheet to one of the local artists here in Baltimore, and it's like the mediums are inaccurate. So it would help you to encourage them. Do you mind putting the medium on there? on the receipt. So that way you'll be clear and you won't have to question it. Also, another thing as far as documentation, but not for insurance purposes, is if the artist or whomever created what they had, create one or two sentences essential in the motivation of what they created, that's valuable also. So once you have all your documentation, which is basically the art, the medium, the size, whether it's signed, where you bought it from, who owned it, and once you have basically that information, then you're ready to have it appraised. Then you submit that information to a licensed, certified appraiser. Okay, once that certified appraiser certifies that document or that spreadsheet which you have submitted, then, for example, I purchased artwork for, actually this is a true story, from artist James Denmark many years ago. When I purchased it, it was $45. So I went through the process, I shared with you. So I paid $45. This is a true story. I paid $45 for it. And this was in 2005. That was my first appraisal. I can actually, I don't know if I can or not, but I can actually let you see it. I can attach the PDF file so you can see it. And it was done by appraiser Mark Dabney. He did the appraisal for me. Now, I remember, I paid $45. I bought two, $90. The appraiser, Mark Dabney, appraised it for $3,500 each one. That's a true story. So, if something should happen to that piece, then I'll have a certified document or certified report from Mark Dabney during that time that says the value for this, or the replacement value, that's the term you'll hear, was $3,000, and it was certified by Mark. And I'll share another story with you as we move along. So once I have that certification, certified report document from a licensed certified appraiser, then if the next step you would, hopefully it won't happen, but things happen. Somebody could break in your house, somebody can steal your art. And as a matter of fact, I did some research on my own and I found that theft is the #1 cause of loss of art. Theft, and then I believe fire is. So keep that in mind. So, because it can happen. You could leave the house one day, go to work, or an art student, especially these artists that have studios off-site. Larry Pancho Brown is one artist here in Baltimore, had a big studio fire many years ago. And he shared the story with me many years ago about how he had to fight with the insurance company. But like for myself, I just didn't start collecting art. I've been collecting art for about 25 years. So if any artist, I just referenced that because that story was shared with me, that any artist who will have the actual appraisal value or inventory of their artwork and have it certified from an appraiser, that there will be no questions asked.